Hey everyone, hopefully I will be able to do this regularly every other weekend, but this is actually something I've actually wanted to do for a while, and if you hear like a little rumbling, it's the local train just coming by. Maybe you can hear it. But anyway, this is like my, I'm going to be calling it like the favorite YTN shout-out, friendly YTN shout-outs, where I just talk about like my favorite YouTube channels coming up or have been in the past. And this one in particular is pretty much in the past because I don't think they have actually uploaded a new episode in nearly 2 years. I think we're going on a little more than that. But I'm going to be talking about the Cinefiles in this shout-out. There's really nothing like out there with like it's pretty much been done. Like back when I was like first starting college, I wanted to be the next Roger Ebert. I wanted to like get into print and actually talk about movies because I loved writing, I loved movies, and I said that's perfect. That's like the perfect job for me because it fulfills every bit of my artisticness doing that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, I didn't have enough patience to go into like the journalism aspect, so I went English major, and of course, what Avenue Q is Q to what can you do with a major in English? No, I can't even say it because it's been forever since I've seen that play, and I've just seen it on clips and stuff like that. I've never seen the whole play in total, so like, yeah, it's just me rambling, but I have much love for like most reviewers on YouTube because a lot of them are very talented. A lot of them are very funny because a lot of them focus on comedies like Doug Walker with his Nostalgia Critic and almost anybody that was on his website. I still follow pretty much most of them. I think a lot were like full of themselves, and those I pretty much quit because like the quality became more about them than the actual subjects. But to go with that, I'm talking about the Cinephiles, of course. Why am I still not talking about this? I'm talking about the Cinephiles. These were just like your basic film fans that like had like a basic cable show that like talked about film subjects and talked about if you're a film fan or any kind of like an aspiring filmmaker. It was a discussion on those times. It wasn't meant to be funny. It wasn't meant to be like that serious, but just sharing opinions about film and everything like that. And I think what really made it work were like the personalities that were involved. This included Edwin Samuelson, Michael Foltz, Jeff Galashaw, and Eric Cohen. Most of these guys I am still friends with on Facebook, but it was just random that I found them like at a particular time where like I was myself just vlogging about like films and stuff like that, and I still do now. But this was like very special to me that I really focused on like checking out what shows they were talking about and what films they were talking about. And for the most part, I loved the discussions. The discussions was really all it was about, and I love like the camaraderie, like very different personalities battling against each other, and really came up with like some good points and some great comedy. I especially loved Eric Cohen. His like, both him and Edwin like have like very professional like ideas because both of them are like inspiring filmmakers that really had a lot of thoughts about film theory and stuff like that. Michael Foltz is definitely like the Joe, not the Joe, but the John Belushi of the group that like was just like the guy that would like shout his opinion, whatever it would be, and they could agree or disagree. And I like a lot of the camaraderie that came out of that. Personally, I was a lot like Jeff, and really Jeff is like the one that I still constantly talk to on Facebook, and he's really like been like a good support. And Eric Cohen has too. Eric Cohen has like commented on my stuff a couple of times, and I do consider him a friend. Michael Fultz has been busy. Edwin Samuelson has definitely been busy. He is like a great source of like behind the scenes for like recent DVDs and Blu-rays that have come out. Is what his production company does, and he has done a lot of great stuff. I actually just got the Blu-ray of Urban Legend. Since I finally broke down and got a Blu-ray player, I checked his stuff out because I liked the movie, frankly, and I loved a lot of the extras his company did for Urban Legend, which is very much an underrated horror movie back when the 90s was getting into like that whole Scream-esque thing. And I think Urban Legend and Urban Legend Final Cut is an awkward sequel of sorts, but I actually kind of liked it on a goofy, campy kind of way that I thought it was good. But going on with that, these guys were just great. Unfortunately, I think life, like everything else, got busy, and that's why we have not heard of them for a while. Edwin actually left to do his production company, and it was very much discussed that the show went on for a little while, and then another one, Andre Joseph, I think. So I was saying, I read better than I can talk, people. He joined a couple of times with Jeff and Eric on certain shows, and he's actually done a lot of great films that have actually gotten a lot of awards in recent years. So that's awesome. Much applaud to anybody that can get their stuff out there. But definitely, if you check out the Cinefiles, you will have a lot of great discussions about. You will hear a lot of great discussions about film and stuff like that. The only big problems I have with a couple of episodes was when they picked a certain topic where one particular filmmaker, where only one member of the group was a fan, and then trying to support his love of it. They did this with Edwin with the Dario Argento films, and they did it with Jeff for the Kevin Smith films. And these are the only episodes I really don't like, just because it came close to really getting condescending and bullying in a lot of the discussions, which I kind of hated, because it's so hard to get movies made, and you really got to focus on how important that is. And just because you can't get with a certain filmmaker doesn't mean there's no value. And I think, unfortunately, those particular episodes were a little too vicious. Of it, like I said, it comes close to bullying at a certain point. I know that Edwin lost it in one of his episodes, but you can check those out. They have, I believe, still 3 different channels that they're on, and I will post them down here in a link. I actually even submitted a question to them, and it actually became an episode, so I will also save that link down here. And I'm actually honored that the comments they gave me on that show. So I said, oh, well, that's kind of sweet, giving just a Lola guy his own props and stuff like that. So I said that was nice of them. So if you're a fan of films and you want to see good discussions about films, you can check them down at the links below, and hopefully they will gain new fans, and hopefully we will see more episodes from them in the future. Though, of course, I think most of them are still in New York, because that was where most of them were based on. So if not, it was a great discussion. It was a great time, and I enjoyed the shows that they produced. So friendly YTN shout out to the Cinefiles.